Hiyo and welcome to the 2014 E3 Talk. I am Kitty.
Hello, everybody. Slim Kirby here.
I'm the Pasta King, the living Pasta King.
Hey everybody, this is Power to Mario. And
Alright.
this sounds so much like yours. I can't help it.
Alright, Tommy lost already. Alright, and we're going to talk about Microsoft. Please don't turn your videos off yet. Don't kill us. Alright, they opened their conference with "Today we're dedicating our entire show to games." I love that they had to point that out. So let's start with their games. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Any opinions?
Okay, let me start off by saying I have never been a big Call of Duty guy. I've only played the multiplayer in passing, and the only thing I've ever liked about it is the zombies mode. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that it was actually fun. So, I've never been a big Call of Duty fan, but I gotta say, this game in particular has some potential, because you're actually going in a slightly different direction. Yeah, I know. Amazing. Slightly different, right? But I appreciate any attempt at originality. And the whole cybernetic soldier thing where you can do these huge jumps and other crazy superhuman feats, that's appealing. That could give the series some new life, because I've had enough of generic soldier first-person shooter game. Alright?
Yeah.
That needs to go.
Alright.
Didn't Halo already kind of do that though?
Not to the same extent.
You know, Super Bounce and Halo 2, or
Yeah, but you also have super strength.
Alright.
you mean like the Covenant with the beam swords, super strength kind of thing?
No,
What's
like you can
super strength
actually lift things. Lift large objects. Do you even lift, bro?
You can lift, bro.
then? Sometimes. Sometimes.
He lifts his Nintendo games.
I actually played Call of Duty a lot in high school. The last Call of Duty game that I played regularly was Modern Warfare 2. I played their multiplayer quite a bit, and I really had fun with it. But after, I think that multiplayer and World at War's zombie mode, I think they had a zombie mode, didn't they? World at War?
I don't know.
I know.
Look how that worked. I'm
the
pretty
Black
sure they
Ops games did.
World at War.
Also now
I don't know why
Tommy's
I
Dark
feel this
Past
now.
comes out here.
My turn.
Dark Past.
Like,
This was
like Call of Duty.
pre 2011 me.
Oh, I see.
I don't remember if it had all versions with the Wii version had Nazi zombies.
Right.
So after those two games, I completely lost interest in Call of Duty. I have played all of them at least once, multiplayer and zombie mode, and I don't know if this Call of Duty is going to really separate itself from other Call of Duties. It just seems like at this point they're making their profit off of the brand. Every year, people are dedicated enough that they're going to buy the next game.
Very
There's
true.
slight differences, like the differences between World at War and Modern Warfare 2 in combat were pretty big. Different weapons. The flow of the multiplayer game was a lot different from World at War 2, Modern Warfare 2. There were a lot bigger maps in Modern Warfare 2, but I don't know how this game is going to set itself apart.
Mm-hmm. Well,
That's kind of my thing too. I'm actually kind of wondering. Like, I mean, I've watched in passing different Call of Duty games and other people playing them and stuff. And even just looking at this little gameplay trailer, I didn't really see a whole lot of differences compared to the others, aside from the kind of the cyberness aspect that Nema mentioned. But that's kind of my only concern. I mean, it did look pretty good, so I guess that is a good thing for now, but I'm just really curious to see how this will differentiate itself from the other ones.
alright. Me, I haven't played Call of Duty. I've seen some videos. So take my opinion with a grain of salt if you want. I definitely digged that cycle grenade moment in the trailer where the enemies were all pixelated in red, where you could see them everywhere. That was kind of neat. I don't know if they had that in previous games. And to me, it seemed less generic. than usually. But again, take my opinion with a grain of salt. I haven't played Call of Duty at all yet. This comes out November 4th, by the way, if anybody's interested.
There was
How about
something
that-
similar. Sorry, there was something similar to what you were describing from the trailer in Black Ops 2.
Right.
There was an attachment to a weapon that would allow you to, after a certain distance away, scan for heat signatures through the display on your gun, and then find other people. I don't know if
remember
that's
that
going to work in the same way.
Also, how about that Kevin Spacey? They got Kevin Spacey to play the villain.
Oh, Kevin Spacey.
I mean, I gotta admit, it's completely out of left field, but anything out of left field is good for Call of Duty, because it needs any kind of shock factor or originality that it can get.
Right. Also, at this point, a little disclaimer: if you want to start Let's Playing, please do not do Call of Duty Let's Plays.
we beg you, please.
Yeah. Got enough of those.
Alright, anything else to say about this?
I don't have anything.
I don't think so.
Cool!
That's about it.
So let's move on to a title I'm personally always excited about. Forza 5, where they showed the Nürburgring, which is here in Germany, close to where I live actually. And it's, from what I gathered, free with Forza 5 if you buy that. So kind of like a free extra thing add-on. Yeah.
Are you talking about Forza Horizon 2? Is that the same game?
They showed Forza 5 and Horizon 2 was mentioned afterwards. I should probably point that out. Forza Horizon 2 coming September 30th, where you can do instant joining, where there's no lobbies. I'm assuming this is an online thing, where you have open worlds, it's seamless, and the trailer was friggin' exciting because that music with those motor sounds and stuff. I was sitting there really excited. So yeah. What about you guys? Any opinions about the Forza 5 and Forza Horizon 2 series?
Skinly19 actually got me into playing Forza Motorsport 2 or 4, excuse me, 4.
Okay.
On the Xbox 360, and I honestly really did enjoy that game.
Yeah.
That's one of the few games so far from this press conference that they showed off that I really would love to get my hands on and play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you, I've never been much of a realistic driving / racing game kind of guy. I've always been into stuff like Mario Kart, Diddy
Right.
Kong Racing, F-Zero, Crash Team Racing, that sort of thing. But these type of games, they always earn my respect, because they really dedicate themselves to authenticity and giving you that authentic feeling of driving a real car
Mm-hmm.
in realistic environments. So I really don't have any genuine interest in these games, but they get my respect.
As for me, I saw Forza 5 last year at E3, I believe, and thought it was really, really cool looking. I love the idea of the Drivatar and the fact that even when you're not even playing the game, it's still playing for you and keeping your statistics up and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, just the inclusion of all the stuff they mentioned this year and what they've shown off, I'm still very interested in it. If I get an Xbox One at any point during the next few months, that will probably be the first game I'd end up getting, just because, again, I do really love racing games. I stick to more so the Mario Kart games, like Nima mentioned, but I still also really like the realistic games too. And this game looks amazing. I'm really excited for it, and would like to see more. The Nürburgring, whatever track being free DLC is also really cool. My own question is, though, Kitty, can we see your house in the background?
Maybe, probably. No, I'm not that close to the Nürburgring.
Yeah,
Really.
okay, figured.
I always say that Forza 5, or Forza, the Forza series, is always the game with the most realistic graphics. I don't usually give much of a crap about how realistic a game looks, but man, that sun reflection and those streets and everything, it looks like actual footage, like movie footage in HD. So
It's a J.J. Abrams film.
it's really impresses me every year again, and I'm just always excited to see that and see all those details and stuff. So yeah, definitely a winner for me. So yeah. Any more opinions about this great game?
It definitely looks great.
I know, right?
It's just not my cup of tea, but
Oh, yeah.
definitely looks great.
Hmm.
Alright. We had another game called Evolve, which comes out in fall.
Ah,
It
Is that the one with Cthulhu?
Well, it is. One player is based. This is how it was explained to me. I had some support here. One player is basically the alien. The rest is
Yes.
hunters or
Yes.
hunter bots. And there's multiple classes like assault or trapper or the instant revive medic, which apparently makes the game really OP because you can
Mhm.
instantly get people back up. And it's like, yeah, like this. It reminded me of Gmod, like the murder mod, basically the murder thingy. So yeah, what did you guys think about this?
At first, I kind of thought it was like Monster Hunter a little bit,
Right.
but yeah, it does seem to be like, yeah, like you said, the 1 versus 4, take down the monster or be the monster, kind of like a Gary's Mod game, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
So it does look really interesting. Again, it seems more like kind of a multiplayer game as opposed to like a single player campaign, but there might be something like that. But I think it looked pretty interesting.
Mm.
You know what I
As
first
for-
thought of?
What?
what'd you first think of?
When I first saw this, after I watched all the press conferences, I immediately thought, this reminds me of Bowser Party from Mario Party 10.
Oh God!
This,
Stick
This
that for
could e-
Nintendo.
if they aren't porting this to the Wii U, this could easily be a game that you could port to that game,
Oh,
to
yeah.
that console.
Bowser
Evolve.
as an exclusive monster.
Aw.
Oh,
Or
God.
Giga Bowser, even, if they want to make him bigger.
I'm not thrilled about this game. So,
You know.
that's all I gotta say.
Well,
As for me,
yeah, keep
I
going.
think this game looks badass. It's
Yeah.
a cool concept. It could potentially have incredible replay value if done right. So I'm eager to see how it turns out in the end. I might buy it. I
Mhm.
might.
Yeah, I'm personally interested in what exactly they're gonna offer because I'm trying to figure out if there's actually gonna be a lot of replay value. Because I've played Gmod before, which has similar elements, I guess. But I don't find myself being too all over it because it's always kind of the same. So I'm wondering if they add something else. For
Yeah.
example, a one-player campaign or God knows what, something more than just that. Because it seems a bit too casual if it's just that. Just kind of like,
Mhm.
okay, it's a bit simple. It's great, but I mean, there's free alternatives to it. So why would you buy it if that's
There's-
all it is?
And there's also the danger that what if one monster or one of the hunter classes becomes obviously better than the rest? Then you're just going to see games filled with that monster and those hunters.
You mean
That's
like
a
Med?
danger. Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking OP. I've talked to somebody who's played this or seen this before. I don't know either. And he's like, "Dude, the Med is so OP. The alien always loses. The one player." And I'm like, "Well, that's too bad."
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any more thoughts about this?
I don't think so.
Cool, because next we have something that I was super excited of. I saw like the first moment and I'm like, dude, I know what this is. Assassin's Creed Unity coming out October
Yes.
28th. They showed specifically a 4 split screen. Apparently there's 4 people who can play together. 4 hooded assassins. And the end of the trailer showed head impalation, which yeah, great trailer, right? Impaling.
Yeah.
So, yeah, opinions.
Well, one thing I
Well-
really want to say. Oh, well.
Well, actually, hold on.
Okay.
We're definitely gonna pick this up again in Ubisoft, I think, because they showed a bit more there, I believe. So, but you can go ahead already, and
Okay. Well, before last year, I didn't really know very much about Assassin's Creed. I knew it was a very popular series going on at that point, and I was kind of like underwhelmed last year when they were showing off Black Flag, I think it's what it's called.
yeah.
And I don't know, like after seeing Assassin's Creed this year, it looks so much better and so much more fun than like anything they showed of Black Flag
Yeah.
last year. So first thing I'll say is they definitely got the right idea of what to showcase in when it comes to Assassin's Creed because it looked awesome. I thought it looked really, really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing I felt too. Like Black Flag last year was very, not to offend anybody, but very lame compared to what you have now. I feel like they went back to their roots again a bit, which is a good thing because you want to be an assassin and not really a pirate so much.
Yep.
So,
They also had technical difficulties with the trailers last year for it too,
yeah.
Well, true, but
which adds on to the.
even still, a lot of them are just like theatrical trailers. They didn't really show off the gameplay very much at all.
Yeah. It's actually something I digged about this. They showed Assassin's Creed in Microsoft here, and then in Ubi again, and it wasn't the same footage, which I appreciate a lot. So.
Yeah, Ubisoft was more of a trailer, I think, while this was more gameplay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like it. I'm looking forward, and it's definitely. It looks to be way better than Black Flag, and it looks to be going back to its roots, but it's adding with something extra, like, you know, here you play with 4 people at once and all that. It's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? You want to know what I think?
Yes.
I think the series has been lacking in a cool main character ever since the Ezio games ended.
Yeah.
Because Ezio is awesome. Connor and Edward, like that's the name of the guy in Black Flag, right?
I think.
Yeah,
I think so.
Well, I never played Black Flag, so
Yeah,
but
neither have I.
Yeah, no Assassin's Creed protagonist has ever been as good as Ezio, but you don't need that to make an Assassin's Creed game good, especially when it's looking as polished as Unity is.
Mm.
So, like, this could be something that reignites interest in the franchise, because I know a lot of gamers weren't too thrilled with 3 in Black Flag. Really, they weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played 3 when they had it for launch on the Wii U, and we actually did when we had the Crystal Star Studio channel. We did a demonstration video with some gameplay.
Yeah, I remember.
You'll find just for people listening to the podcast, you'll find a trend with me with a lot of these games that involve you hack and slash, trying to kill as many people as possible. I'm just not into that kind of game. So my opinion of Assassin's Creed in general is not for me. So
That's cool.
that's pretty much it.
He'd prefer a game where he jumps into a trash can.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah.
his thing.
If there's an Assassin's Creed involving not assassinating people but involving jumping into weird objects, then I would be all for it.
Tommy, go Tommy.
Assassin's Creed, the platform.
Yeah. Oh my god. Make it happen.
They could do that. They could take this whatever engine they used or whatever style they used for Assassin's Creed and turn that into well, actually, that kind of reminds me of what's that other game? Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mirror's Edge. That's
It could be like
something
like a Mirror's Edge where you're just jumping everywhere.
All right. Ubisoft, make it happen. An Assassin's Creed platformer for Tommy. Thank you. He'll buy your game.
Yeah.
Also, I want to ask you guys this: have you heard about the controversy that's arisen because Ubisoft did not include female assassins in the game?
I haven't been
Controversy.
following.
There's a female
haven't heard
protagonist in the PSP, the PS Vita version of Assassin's
know.
Creed.
I'm just telling you that people weren't exactly happy with that decision to not be able to play females in multiplayer co-op.
Right.
That controversy that is very trendy right now. I've noticed that with not
It
just
is. It really is.
Ubisoft. It's with everybody, whether you're a first party, a third party, or an independent developer.
Yep.
Because we had, I know this is kind of off topic, a little bit, but the Frog Dice Studios. I saw a few tweets from the president and the creative director.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the same kind of deal where they were speaking out with there was a trending topic about females not being represented well in games.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if a developer doesn't want to feature a female protagonist in a game, I don't have a problem with it. It's their game; they can do what they want.
Yeah, I agree.
But if
I don't have
they're
a problem with it either.
yeah, but if they're going out of their way to smear either males or females, whichever one. And then just if you don't like it, don't buy their game. I'm not going to buy a game that demeans women or demeans men or whatever.
Yeah.
So
They did something very similar to that with even Nintendo. There was some controversy about no African American or black characters in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
There was actually a controversy about that.
Yeah.
and
You
stuff.
can play as your me.
Yeah,
really.
but even barring that, it's just not
Wow.
everything is racially or generally
I know,
offensive,
right?
guys. Seriously,
Yeah.
it's like,
we
come on.
need to make an extra podcast about this topic sometime soon.
Yeah, really.
Hold on, you're gonna have rhinoceri in Super Mario World, but not kangaroos.
I know, right?
I'm not buying your game.
Yeah, right.
We're done.
Screw that. No
Gee.
kitties in there. What the hell?
I want my damn espresso the ostrich back
yeah. Yeah,
in
man.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Sorry, back to Microsoft.
We'll make a separate podcast about that. That's good. But that's good. That's good. Awesome. All right. Any more opinions about Assassin's Trash Can Jump? I mean, Assassin's Creed.
Nope. No.
That's about it.
All right. So, Dragon Age Inquisition coming October 7th. Wow.
I'm meh.
All right. Tommy's already done with his opinion. Cool. Nima.
Wait, which game?
Dragon Age Inquisition.
Ah, okay. Well, I've never played a single Dragon Age game at all. Never even touched them. So honestly, my opinion here wouldn't mean much, but it looks somewhat attractive, you know, because it's an RPG in a fantasy world, and I generally dig that. But I don't really know if I'm just gonna like jump into the series from there. Like, is this the kind of series where you can just jump right into any of the entries, or do you have to start from the beginning?
I do not know because I have not played the series either. But it looks good, so I'm like, maybe I should.
Yeah, it does look pretty good. Yeah.
It looks good. I've got some weird looks on the TeamSpeak when I said I did not play this yet. They're like, what?
Oh wow.
It
Really?
looked good. It looked really nice. It was very magical and very impressive. But yeah, I haven't played the series yet. I'll catch up on that.
Looks like the people in your TeamSpeak are very cultists because I have not really heard or seen much from the series either, so I don't really have much to say. It did look pretty interesting and cool, but I can't really say much beyond that.
Alright, so we can agree that the trailer looked really good, but we don't know if we're gonna get this one because we should
Yes.
probably start from the beginning with the series. But it looked good, so that's a good thing, right?
Or at the very least have more information about it. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I personally wouldn't start out with a game in the middle anyways. I would start from the first one, and I don't know about you
True.
guys. But I don't know if
True.
you need to... I assume you need to know something of the series before you start with this title. But we liked the look, Microsoft. Good job.
Looks good.
This will be
man.
on more than Xbox. This will be on PlayStation 4 as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with Evolve.
Well, we're talking
Same with
about Microsoft right now, so I
And Call of Duty and Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed.
Yeah. All right. So if Tommy will keep it at his we could move on if you want. Sunset Overdrive coming October 28th, which the story is basically that a contaminated energy drink turned everybody into mutants. It was a
Whoa.
hilarious, yep, it was a hilariously comedic trailer. Thoughts?
They lied. They said it would give you wings, but it actually gave you the plague.
Yeah.
No way.
My sister is actually very interested in this game.
Oh.
And when we actually watched Microsoft together, we watched EA together, and we didn't watch Sony together, but we watched the first two press conferences, and we saw the game as it's like a mixture of a few different things. I'm thinking Left 4 Dead, zombie. Have you ever seen the movie Zombieland?
No,
Okay.
can't say I have.
People who are watching who've seen it will know what I'm getting at, but there's this movie called Zombieland. Scott
I've seen it.
Pilgrim. It kind of looks like a fusion of all that stuff, kind of like the cartoony, animated type of style, and then you bring in Left 4 Dead, and boom, you've got a colorful protagonist killing zombies.
Mm. Well,
Now let me tell you. Oh, you can go ahead, Slim. You go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say that like I'm actually really interested and excited about this game. I'm a person who has a really hard time to get into games like first-person shooters and all of that. And I know this is more of a third-person, just kind of action arcade game, kind of Battlefield type thing. But see, that's what I really, really like. Those are the kind of games I'm really, really interested in. And it looks like a lot of fun. It seems like you have a lot of control over your character. Seems like there's going to be a lot of really awesome weapons and tools you can use to destroy zombies or perhaps even other players too. And it just looks like a lot of fun. I know I already said that if I ever get an Xbox One, Forza will be my first, but this is also a contender, honestly, too, because this also looks pretty cool. I'm really interested in it.
Microsoft, keep going. You're buying Slim slowly.
Yeah, this
I
was
have a 360.
honestly.
All right, names.
I gotta be honest here. This was probably my favorite game from Microsoft's convention,
Mhm.
or should I say Microsoft's panel? Because this game not only looks like it has like wild and like crazy gameplay, it has a sense of humor and
Mhm.
personality. That's something that's missing from most third-person and first-person shooters. Seriously, this
Mhm.
game actually stands out. It looks like I'll have a damn good time with it. You know, it's gonna be wild. I'm probably gonna laugh my ass off several times. But like Slim said, if I'm ever gonna get an Xbox One, I'm picking this game up for sure.
Mhm.
And also, I like to mention, this was made by the same people who made Spyro and Ratchet and Clank.
Yep.
You can
Mhm.
tell.
Yep, so
Oh,
go
yeah,
Insomniac. Go Insomniac. They kick ass.
Tommy?
He kind of already said his thing.
I'm not particularly excited for it. My sister definitely is. That was one game that we kind of paid more close attention to than the other ones.
Right. Well, for me, it was like I really liked the trailer. It was really funny. It was hilarious, actually, and the whole story is stupid and hilarious at the same time. But very
Exactly.
possible. It looks more casual, though. I could be wrong. Once again, it kind of feels like one of those games that you just kind of play when you have, like, I don't know, 15 minutes to waste or something. But I could be wrong. I don't know. We'll
I have
see,
high
I
hopes
guess.
for it.
Yeah, we'll see, I guess, how that goes. They didn't show an awful lot. I mean, they never do on these shows, but, you know, we'll see. Alright. Next, this is a tongue breaker.
Yep.
And I love it. Alright, you need to
Toy
pay
breaker.
close, yeah, you need to pay close attention now. Dead Rising 3 Super Ultra Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha.
Oh,
Alright!
Is that the full game title?
That's the full game title.
this is made by Capcom, guys.
This is, and it comes out, as they said, soon, and then they corrected themselves, sooner than soon, whenever that is. And it's Capcom's 31st. They actually made a joke about that. First they had 30 and then they struck it through, and 31st anniversary 1 to 4 player co-op fighting game. Yes, opinions please.
Okay.
Well, they must have had a really huge budget because that's a huge title.
I know,
mean,
right?
Not even Street Fighter games went this far.
Yeah, really. Again, it was more of a trailer, so you didn't really get to see a whole lot of gameplay. But
Oh.
it's Capcom. They do fighters, so they
Quote
do
of
them
the
well.
year.
So that's all I can really say.
Quote of the year right there.
All right. Here's the thing about the Dead Rising series.
Mhm.
It's mainly about like free form, beating up zombies, chopping them to pieces in creative ways with creative weapons.
Right.
That's what they're all about, you know. So, and they've always had a good sense of humor, you know,
Yeah.
from the main character of the storyline. And the bosses are some of the silliest you'll ever see in a video game. They're freaking psychopaths.
Right.
So yeah, this has always been a cool series. My brother is especially really into it, and Dead Rising 2 was a damn good game.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, I don't have an Xbox One right now. But if I did, I would definitely want to check this out, people.
If I did, Microsoft, you're buying them. Awesome. Go for it. Does Tommy have any opinion?
It's a zombie game.
Right. I'm sorry. No.
I do actually have. I think this might be a proper time for that joke I was going to tell.
Right.
But the whole Microsoft press conference I felt like was just a preview of all the annoying YouTube ads we were going to see for the next few months.
Okay.
Because all the trailers were like 2 to 4 minutes long, and that's about as long as the ads take. The ones you can, after 5 seconds, you can click skip ad.
Right.
That's what I feel like Microsoft was. It's just so many trailers. There wasn't too much as far as seeing what was happening inside the game. Evolve had a little bit of that. Sunset Overdrive had a little bit of gameplay to show.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the games, they're just... I can't really make an honest assessment of them unless I see what's going on.
All right.
And it was a trailer.
All right. Shots have been fired, Microsoft.
One more thing.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Oh no, actually no, you go ahead because you didn't say your.
Go for it. I'll do mine at
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to say that when Slim mentioned the fighting game background at Capcom, you will see that really exhibited in the Dead Rising series because your character can always do some fighting game style moves, even some wrestling moves by doing inputs. So yeah, it definitely has that Street Fighter influence in there.
All right.
That's all one.
Personally, it looked really fun. It was really hyper. You should definitely watch the trailer if you haven't. You're gonna probably laugh a lot. I definitely did. And it looked really neat because it reminded me of, well, they were pretty much parodying all their own games, which I like. It's like, hey, we're making fun of ourselves. Look, we're not taking this serious. And I like it because it gives it a lot of charm. I don't know an awful lot of what's gonna be going on in the game because, yeah, it was just a trailer. But it was kind of cool to see all those fighters with all those masks on or whatever they did there. It was hard to tell. It was all so fast and crazy. I'm definitely gonna be interested to see more of this and, how it's gonna play. But once again, since it's just a fighter, most likely, just a normal fighter, it's... the question is, how often will you play with this? It's definitely going to be a cool game for, some friend matches and stuff, but it's not like one of those games where you're going to be putting a lot of time into in that sense, other than just casual fun match fun, if it's a fighting game, so... It's cool though! It's cool.
It does, and
Cool.
the best way I can think of describing it, it's basically like the 2D beat 'em ups of old, like Final
Yeah.
Fight, Streets of Rage, except that you move around in 3D
Yeah.
and you have like a whole shopping mall or what city or what have you not
Yeah.
filled with zombies that you can beat up, and there's plenty of weapons. Oh man, plenty of weapons.
Yeah. Oh, I'm digging this. Alright, the next one was just kind of mentioned. And I'm not sure if they set a release date because everything was so fast. It was Disney Fantasia Music Evolved, and it's basically all they said is remix your favorite music, and I'm like, okay, so let's just mention this in passing.
Release date's
Rhythm
October
game.
21st.
October 21st. Well, there you go. Thank you. There's not much to say on my end because they didn't really say anything about it.
Yeah, I think they kind of focused on the one coming up next more so than this, but rhythm game.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. we have literally no idea what's gonna be happening in this, so but I wanted to mention it because you mentioned it.
Yeah.
So hey, let's just skip to the next one because people.
Yeah,
Actually,
pretty much.
they did show gameplay in the trailer.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's like, what are you doing?
It looks like Fruit Ninja without the fruit.
All right.
So you're
Super
just
Ninja.
waving
Got
you're
it.
waving your hands at these lines, and
I guess.
I don't think it looks fun.
It's probably intended for a younger audience. Like, hey, I can make music with my favorite Disney stuff here.
It's for babysitters who don't want to pay attention to the kids for what's happening.
Shots have been fired, Tommy.
Disney, I want Kingdom Hearts. Show me Kingdom Hearts.
Square Enix is handling that.
Alright.
They're hard at work. I hope.
Alright. Cool. So let's skip to Fable Legends, which
Ooh.
is a probably 4-player co-op craziness with classes, where there is basically a villain mode. One of the guys is a villain and puts traps over this whole course to screw the other players over. And it seems like that's the whole game? Question mark? Any opinions?
That's pretty
Well-
much what it seems like. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like a lot of people are doing this kind of trend where it's like, okay, group of allies versus one superhuman god thing. I mean, you saw that in Evolve, for crying out loud. It just seems like a lot of companies are kind of using the kind of Gary's mod approach, which isn't really a bad thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Gary's mod kind of seems like a game package that kind of tries to innovate and give ideas and inspire. So
Oh.
kind of just that's pretty much what it seems like. It does look pretty cool. Interested to see what else is involved because Fable is always a series I've been at least a little interested in.
Mm.
Yeah.
I know Fable's typically been an exclusive for Microsoft consoles, but you could easily, once again, this is another game that you could easily port like to the Wii U or PC even. There's a lot of games that they're showing off that
Oh,
would
yeah.
work so much better if it was a PC game, this one included. I don't know how they're going to make it work with all the other accessories that they have, or if they're even going to go that route at all.
Mm.
I don't
I
know
know what you
how
mean.
5-player multiplayer would work locally. At like if someone came over to my house, a group of friends, and we had 5 people, how's 5-player multiplayer going to work on a system that supports 4 wireless controllers?
I think it is just 4 players, though. I
Is
don't
it?
know. Yeah, I don't know. It looked like it. It's just they showed this course and this person controlling the traps, and that's pretty much it. And I'm like, so is this the whole game, or is this just a part?
Oh, is it
of
1v3?
I don't know. It seems like it. I could be wrong.
I think it's 1v4 actually.
You
Yeah,
sure?
that's what I'm wondering. Because if it's a 1v4 game and you want to do 5-player local multiplayer, how is the 5th person going to?
AI.
How is that going to work?
No.
AI control.
You think? No, because it seems
I
like
hope-
you can.
There's human control too. They mentioned
Yeah,
that.
it seems like you can take care of the traps and everything to screw them over. AI would be not fun at all.
No.
Well, I'm just saying that's possible if you don't have enough players.
Maybe it's just intended to be online. I have no idea. But again,
Hmm.
they didn't. They just showed it and they didn't really explain an awful lot.
Just the trailer.
Well, they did show that gameplay thing, but it's just I don't know. The thing I was wondering is like, is this the whole game or is this just a part of it? Because usually Fable is this huge adventure RPG kind of thing where you pick between good decisions, bad decisions.
Right.
So I'm like, I was almost a bit surprised. I'm like, so is this like a spin-off, like a DLC kind of thing, or?
So it looks like.
I have
It's
no idea.
basically a multiplayer spin-off. It's like the closest thing to Fable Party.
Yeah, maybe. Which
Dice blocks included?
No.
Which at this point is kind of, I've noticed a trend in a lot of companies that they just make a lot of these casual games. These oh, you have 10 free minutes here, play a bit. I understand they want to bring out stuff that you can play with your friends, kind of like a party game kind of thing. But it's almost a bit too bad because, well, I'd rather have a full game than just.
This
You know,
is the
it's
same
funny.
strain of complaining that they had with Nintendo too. That Microsoft and Sony, they're all about those hardcore games, and then Nintendo's kind of like the kid company, but now we're starting to see it come full circle with these guys.
Well, I don't know.
You know,
I
it's
feel like
funny.
it's just been a trend this year. Period. What is funny?
It's funny because this game is confirmed to have mini games as well.
Oh,
Yikes.
cool. There you go.
That's,
But I will say something good about it. I will say something good.
Yeah.
The Fable series has always had an interesting world. The world of
Yeah.
Albion.
Hmm.
I think there's a lot of potential for good storytelling there, and I hear this game is set 400 years before the first game, so they could do some interesting storytelling there for longtime fans of the series.
Hmm.
So maybe we'll get more than casual fun out of this game. Maybe we'll get a good story too, or maybe we'll just get Fable Party.
If
Who knows?
if multiplayer's the focus, why would storytelling have to be important?
Yeah.
Well,
game.
here's the thing. It's still presenting itself as a cooperative adventure, and
Yeah.
an adventure game should have a good story.
Also, guys watching, #Fable Party. It's a thing now.
Fable Party,
Um,
yes.
Also, don't get me wrong, this game looks really nice. I liked the look and I liked the whole, hey, look, I'm the villain screwing everybody over. I'm just wondering if there's more to it or if that's literally it. And I feel like if it's if that's all it is, I don't know if people who don't know the Fable series at all, which would be me, would go pick that up. That's pretty much right. Any more opinion on this? Opinions.
Oh yes. Did you know that this game is actually intended to have a 5 to 10 year life cycle?
What?
Yeah, like I'm guessing that means they're gonna like update it with content and whatnot. But yeah, I'm unsure a game of this nature can even last 4 years, let alone
They
5 to 10.
They have no way of assessing how popular this game's going to be for the next
Yeah,
5 to 10
exactly.
years.
Maybe they're very
There's
confident.
no way.
Maybe they're very confident. I don't know. I guess we'll see how this goes. We're all kind of a bit iffy, but we agree that it's, you know, we'll make like a neat thing, but maybe there should be a bit more to it, hopefully.
Yeah.
Alright. So, a game that I've showed, I believe, last year already, which is Project Spark, coming out during the holidays. For people who don't recall, this was the game where you, well, to put it in a weird way, the game where you make your own game by randomly raising hills, grass, castles, whatever the hell you wanted, just out of the bare ground. Yeah, any opinions about this?
Oh, so you mean this is just like a Spore Creature Creator, except you're doing it with worlds rather than creatures.
I don't, maybe.
Maybe.
If anyone's played that game,
I've seen how Spore looks like and stuff, but I don't know.
Oh
if
no,
it's
I've
the
never
same.
played Spore.
that was just the first thought that came to my head when I saw it. I was
Right.
like, oh yeah, this is Spore for inanimate objects rather than living things.
Well, what they actually did say, I should probably point it out, is apparently Conker's in it too.
Yeah, this
Conquer.
isn't shut people up that him, but we're pining for a Conquer game, a Conquer title.
I guess.
Because I think they had Conquer Reloaded for the Xbox, the original one, or was it
Yeah.
360? Yeah, it was original Xbox, and they have not had. That was a rare. Isn't Conquer a Rare franchise?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Rare. I think they're afraid to make. I know I'm talking more about Conquer than Spark. Spark seems cool. It depends on how much you can do with it. Like, because I think this
Everything.
again could be another good PC game rather than limited to a console. You can do so much with servers on PC. But I think they're afraid to make a Conquer standalone game just because of what happened with Nuts and Bolts, all the
Maybe.
backlash they had with that. So
Who knows?
I don't know.
Well, I'll just repeat paraphrase what I said last time. I did like the idea because it's kind of cool. It was really impressive when I saw it because you can really do this in real time and there's no lag or nothing. You can just make stuff appear out of nowhere. And it's pretty crazy and awesome. There's a lot of creativity behind it. You can do a lot with it. They made a whole castle appear out of the ground, so out of nowhere. A full castle with, guards and everything. And from the demo he showed last year, I believe it was last year, you can, there's no lag, it's instant. So I'm questioning how good it would work on PC, because this is a good game to include their extra accessories, So, I don't know, I really liked the game. It's just too bad they didn't show anything extra anymore this year, even though they had a year extra to work on it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So-
You'd expect more.
Yeah, it's too bad. Because last year they actually showed demos of how it works, like actual gameplay.
That's pretty much my complaint too. I really liked Project Spark last year, and I'm still looking forward to it. But
Yeah.
they didn't really give me any more to really work on.
Yeah,
So
really.
it's just like, hey, this is still here.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically all it was.
Yeah, I'm like, so did they add anything since last year? Did they change anything? Or.
Well,
Who
they
kno-
did
who
confirm
knows?
something. They did confirm something, and this wasn't on E3, but they did confirm on Reddit that this game will not require an Xbox Live Gold membership to play.
Woohoo! People!
I mean, I guess that's something,
Yeah.
Oh my god!
That's the sole reason they brought it out. To appease the
so.
people. No, just kidding. Yeah. It's a good game, and you should go check the opinion from last year. Maybe But yeah,
Oh.
it's too bad they didn't show anything else.
I do have to amend something I did say. I said earlier that
What?
it is being released for Windows operating system,
Aha.
Windows 8 specifically. I don't know if it's going to be compatible with Windows 7. So if it isn't, then screw you.
Yeah, really, screw
Because
you.
because Windows 7 is Windows 7 is so much better than Windows 8 for desktop PC users, not
It
for
is.
God, all those extra podcasts we need to make now. Rant about Windows 7, then the whole gender thing.
And
Alright.
Windows. So, has the next Windows been announced yet?
Oh God, let's stop
Windows
right there.
9.
Windows something.
Hopefully, Windows 9 will be good. Hopefully.
Oh God. Alright, let's stop right there.
It doesn't need it. I'd rather it just stay at 7. That's it. Whatever.
Yeah, alright.
I mean, yeah, 7 is plenty good, honestly.
Okay, we don't have anything else about Project Spark here, I guess.
Nope.
No, not really much to say at this point.
Alright.